Today, friends, I present to you the performance of the Intel Core 2 Quad Q6700 at 2.66 GHz in the year 2018. It's still got game 11 years after its initial release date. It only costed me a total of $19 on eBay's buy it now purchase method, not on an auction. Before you tell me about your beef 8th gen Core i7, let me show you this monster 2006 CPU. Prepare to be amazed, and keep in mind this is 11-year-old hardware running modern games many years after their each individual part's release dates. This obviously, however, does exclude the GTX 750 Ti that's installed in my system with 2 GB of DDR5 video memory, because that's a relatively new type of RAM. So that's excluded from the list. It's actually a relatively new graphics card. I just needed to use a beefed up GPU to give the CPU, the Core 2 Quad, a chance to utilize its full potential while gaming. Now we're going to do a total of 3 tests. Game test number 1 will be brick rigs on medium to low graphics settings. Game test number 2 will be steep on low settings as well. And finally, last but not least, test number 3 will be the forest, which will also be on low settings. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start testing brick rigs, and we'll see what frame rate we get. Basically, just for anyone that wants to know like how much RAM I have, because that is still a big factor in games. So obviously, you're not going to perform very well if you have 1 gig of RAM. Your computer's not. So you can see right here. Yeah, I know some of you guys are going to go see that and go, "Oh, Mac, you put a file in there that says CPU review script." Yeah, I know. That's what that notepad thing was I pulled up. Anyways, I have 8 gigs of RAM installed of type, DDR2 type RAM, 2, 2, 2, and 2. That's my configuration right now, just for anyone that was curious. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into testing brick rigs. Hey, we are now going to be testing brick rigs. The last attempted recording got corrupted, so hopefully that does not happen again. Alright, so we're now in game. We're hanging around 50 FPS. There, and there have ya. Alright, let's open up a huge card. Bomb bus, oh yeah, why not? Open. 861 bricks. Oh. It's actually not doing that bad. Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely going below 30. That is a struggle. Also, this thing is, the engine is quite enhanced, so those glitchy sounds can hurt your frame rate as well a little bit. It is actually doing a decent job of staying above 30, I might say. And we are definitely gonna die. Oh gosh. Yup. Anyways, that gives you a pretty good idea of how brick rigs performs. It usually stays above 30 most of the time. It's pretty well performing. So yeah, there you go. Now in steep. This game is actually it actually performs pretty well on the Core 2 Quad. Go ahead and skip that. We don't want to watch ads for Red Bull. We're more interested in frame rate. There we go. Let's go. Let's see how it does. Alright, here we go. This is much better than the last take that I did. The last take was so bad it was unwatchable. Alright.
That's one for the history books.
Yeah, it is, you're right. Because you fell. You've shamed me. This game is, why do I fall so much? This game, that's freaking fat shaming. This game is fat shaming me. There we go. I'm looking in the top right corner. It's saying about 34, 35 FPS. Anywhere around there. While recording. Well, I'm not recording, I usually get around 50. So, that's pretty good. let's do one last. Alright, so that probably also gives you a pretty good idea of how steep performs, so there you go. Alright guys, so I am now in the forest. Here we go. So I usually hover almost around 30 FPS while I'm recording, because recording is quite CPU intensive on a lot of systems. So, yeah. Basically, I just started a new world just to test, and I'm at the beginning, so I'm obviously very hungry. If you've played the forest before, in game obviously. But like, yeah. So I'm gonna be searching for food and all that kind of stuff, and basically, I'm basically just watching for any kind of lag that could possibly happen, or really anything like that. It's really what you're looking for, because in the forest. There's a lot of trees, and trees, what do? Lag the heck out of your computer, or well, some computers. This one, a little bit, not that bad. After the upgrades, of course, it got. But trees, there just are a lot of textures. You see all these green textures in the trees that can hurt your frame rate. But we are actually, in fact, hovering at around 29, 34 for FPS. So I'd give it an average of, at worst, 26. At best, probably 34. Average, probably 30. Or 31, yeah. Probably 31.5. Oh, just Blizzard got away. Alright. That probably gives you a pretty good idea of the gameplay of the Force, and how this computer performs when it is playing it. So, after this recording is complete, actually, let's get on into the summary of how we did. Alright, so here are the results. The gaming performance results for the Intel Core 2 Quad Q6700 at 2.66 GHz. Game test number 1, and we played Brick Rigs, medium to low graphics settings, and we had an FPS average of 35 while recording. Game test number 2, steep, low graphics settings. FPS average of 34.6 whilst, again, recording. Game test number 3, the final game test we did today. The Forest on low graphic settings. 800, oh well, that was for Brick Rigs, but low graphic settings in the Forest. FPS average of 31.2 while recording. So those were the results. Again, here are the specs for the system. And also, just keep in mind my graphics card is a GTX 750 Ti with 2 GB of video memory, if anyone wants to know my graphics card, because that is the one item that was excluded from being old. So, there we go, RAM, 8 GB, and of course the Core 2 Quad sit nice and happy in there. And obviously, I am on Windows 10. I obviously have the latest version of DirectX 12 and all that, so without further ado, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Actually, really quickly, if you have an older computer, like something like Pentium D that accepts socket T CPUs, like the Core 2 Quad Q6700, you know, I would recommend upgrading it because it'll really make it run a lot faster. You can actually game on it when you put this thing in it, like decently, like 30 plus frames, and it'll only dip like every now and then. And well, it'll dip more while recording, but if you're just playing and not recording, it's a great CPU for that, to revive an old computer. To give an old computer a new breath of life, the Core 2 Quad really does a great job.